Hello, thank you for joining me. My name's David Charles, international psychic medium here in beautiful North Devon in the rain tonight. Tonight I'm going to do a reading for you called Can You Fix Your Romance? Can you fix your love life? Can you repair it? Can you repair your love life? Would you really like to know? Let's get straight on with it. No theme tunes, no credits. Pick a card. Let's have that one right over there. Right over there. I'm going to shuffle these for you. Away from the mic, as someone's pointed out to me. Otherwise it's very noisy. I'm going to do a pick a card reading for you, as most of you will know, I think. And there will be 4 stacks to choose from. And it's timeless. That means that this reading can be found today or next year. It makes no difference. When you find this reading, it will be because your spirit guides want you to find it. And it will be when they want you to find it. So, if you find this reading today, whenever today is, that means that there will be a message in here for you somewhere. It won't all resonate with you, so take in what does and ignore what doesn't. Please subscribe if you haven't done so, and click the like button if you like it at the end. These are numbered 1, 2, 3 and 4. Which one do you think? Which one do you fancy? 1, 2, 3 or 4? I'll put timestamps below, so if you choose a higher number you can go straight to it. You can use your intuition, you can use your psychic ability, you can meditate or stop the video. Choose 1, 2, 3 or 4 in your own time. Maybe it's your lucky number. So we'll put these 2, 3 and 4 over there. And we'll start with number 1. So if you chose number 1, this is for you. Can you repair your love life? So we have to assume that it may not be going along as swimmingly as you like. Or maybe you want to repair a love life later on in life, when you get a bit older and your love life plays up a bit. So let me tell you the negatives first, and I'm going to keep the good stuff till the very end. So stay with me, because all the surprises come at the end, okay? And at the end we're going to use some oracle cards and see if they back up what I'm about to tell you now, number 1. Sorry to call you number 1, but I don't know your first name. We haven't been formally introduced. First of all, there are options here for you to improve your love life. However, you seem to have reached a stalemate. So if you've fallen out with somebody, your lover maybe, because this can apply to friendships as well, but if you've fallen out, I think you've come to a stalemate where neither of you feel like backing down. You're sort of both being a bit stubborn, and it's not really like you, number 1, to be like that. I think it's because you've probably had this problem in the past, and you've decided that this time you're not going to be the one that backs down. Well, somebody has to, because you're reaching a situation where nothing happens, and if you're not careful, you could drift further apart, and that's not what you want. I believe that the good stuff is at the end, as I told you, and I'll get to that in a few minutes. At the moment, you're guided by a man in spirit. Could be a woman, but I think it could be a lady in spirit, but I think most of you have a male spirit guide with you at this very moment, which comes up a lot in these readings. They may have got you to watch this video and choose this number of the cards, because for some reason you're here and you've been guided here. I think at the moment, the pair of you, if you've fallen out, are actually getting what you deserve, because I think you've both been a bit daft, and I've got to say it won't apply to all of you, but some of you have been a bit silly and you're falling out for no reason, or you're at cross purposes for no real reason. There's nothing dastardly or terrible in this reading at all, and usually there's an obvious answer. There's another woman or another man or something, or people causing trouble. I don't see any of that in this reading. So you need to swallow your pride, or he or she does, one of you do, or both of you, and put this thing back on track before it becomes irreparable, because if he or she falls in love with someone else, then you've got a problem. And both of you are capable of doing that. It could happen to you. You could fall in love with someone else and then lose what appears to me to be a perfectly good romance. It's just reached a sort of a dead end for some reason. The male spirit guide, as I said, it could be a female, but the spirit guide with you right now, I think, has got you to watch this video, because the answer is in this reading. I'm picking up for some of you children, number 1. So you may have children, 1 or 2, maybe more children involved. They may be yours, they may be his, they may be hers. And there's nothing to say that that's a problem either, because sometimes it can be. And I think you've got to move this romance on. So the answer to the question, the title of the reading is, can you fix your love life? Is yes, but you've got to do it soon. I don't think you can carry on the way you are forever. And once you've fixed up this love life, I do say this a lot, but once you've fixed it up, try to keep it fixed. Don't let this keep happening, because eventually you'll just lose it altogether if you're not careful. I think you're normally, number one, a solid, reliable person who does the things they say they will do. I think some of you travel around a bit, not all of you, but some of you. And if not, I think the person we're looking at here, the person of interest we'll call them, is a person who travels quite extensively, possibly because of their work. There are documents to fill in as well, which comes up a lot. These can be divorce papers, but they can also be marriage papers. They could be mortgage agreements, credit card agreements, but you're signing things. And I think that's not a bad thing. I think it's fairly positive. And your reading indicates karma. So I said a few minutes ago, you'll get what you deserve. If you deserve each other, you'll get each other and you'll stay with each other. And I think once you sort out these clashes of interest, you two can be together for a long time. But you need to make it right, and you need to do it soon. Can't emphasize that enough. It seems to me that you're feeling, well, they're not doing anything. But the truth is you're not either. A lot of you, number one. And it's time you did. Because you're going to be looked at. You, number one, are going to be fancied by other people. And so may he or she. But there's definitely outside interests here. I don't think anyone's interfering yet. But you want to stop that before it possibly happens. Of course, one or two of you will be married to other people and there'll be complications. But there's nothing here to suggest that you can't repair this thing if there's trouble with it. Or you can't repair it if you get trouble with it in the future. Because it may not be yet. You may be watching this video in case you get trouble with your romance. But at the moment, I'm picking up children. I'm picking up blessings coming your way. I'm picking up some good stuff. And I think that if you do what you say you'll do, which is what you normally do, number one, stick to what you believe in, but don't be quite so, well, stubborn is the only word I can think of. You've got to be a bit more give and take, and so is he or she, because the reading indicates that that's what you've got to do. You've got to move it on. You've got to take it from this stage and move it to the next stage, and ensure through conversations, pillow talk maybe, that this sort of thing doesn't happen again, because you can't keep on doing it. At the moment you're waiting. You're waiting and you're waiting, and you may be waiting too long. So don't let that happen. Don't lose it. I said I'd tell you the good stuff near the end. I think some of you are moving. You may be going on holiday. Some of you are moving your jobs. I think quite a lot of you, number one, are moving your jobs. I think some of you are moving in with each other eventually. I think if you're not already together in the same house, a lot of you, number one, are going to move in together. Now that can, of course, mean living together like man and wife. It can also mean that you get married, or that you just seal this romance. And it looks as though if this does happen, and I keep stressing that it can happen, then you will find happiness, true happiness. It's especially so for those of you who are moving location. If you're thinking of moving from Canada to America, or New York to New Zealand, or from England to Ireland, anywhere, if you're thinking of moving and changing where you live, then that will bring even more happiness. So don't fear doing that. Don't think that you can't do it. If you can, the saying on the people's t-shirts, if you can dream it, you can do it. So follow your dreams. Get this romance back on track, number one, and do it soon. If you want a full reading on this, go to my website, helpful.Psychic.com. You can book a reading with me on there from anywhere in the world on the telephone. I'll read for you on the phone from anywhere. If I'm not free, one of the team that work for me will help you, and they're very good because I only employ the best, the elite. That's helpful.Psychic.com. But for the moment, I want to see now if the oracle cards agree with what I've told you. These have been shuffled. They only get done once before the cameras turn on. The rest are shuffled as you watch. But the bottom line of this is you can put this together, and I think you can achieve enormous happiness. There's no question about that. And I think if you don't do this, number one, if you don't stop being stubborn, both of you, if you don't put it right, you may regret it for many, many years, well, for the rest of your life. That's how good it looks. Let's see what the oracles say. This is an air card. Might need the glasses for this. An air card. It says on here, someone from your past has the solution you need. Think about who it could be. I think that the person from the past will tell you exactly what I've told you, that you need to give and take a bit more. That's the words I was looking for. You both need to give and take because you're both being daft. And they're going to say to you, this person from the past, exactly what I've told you, that you need to put it right and stop being daft. Stop being silly and naughty. So, someone from the past, from your past, has the solution you need. You may know what that means more than I do because it may just trigger with you straight away. Think about who it could be. Could it be your ex-wife or husband, some of you? Maybe they can advise you on how to run a romance because it didn't work too well with them, but that's only one or two of you. It could be an ex-friend or someone you knew years ago. It could be someone on Facebook or social media. But somebody from the past has the answer, and I think the answer will be exactly the answer that I've given you now, that you can put this right and you must put it right. Let's try another one. It's an air card. Get my bike back. Here it goes. Keep an open mind and heart. A blessing in disguise will arrive any day. Brilliant. Keep an open mind and heart. A blessing in disguise will arrive any day. Beautiful picture of someone taken from a passenger airliner, I'd imagine, or something similar. Something in the sky. Could be a drone. Lovely picture. So remember, keep an open mind and an open heart. Remember, an open heart, let it in. A blessing in disguise will arrive any day. Maybe he or she is going to stop being so stubborn, as I keep saying both of you need to do, so you can repair this romance. Let's try another one. It's a fire card. The fire is hiding the words. Happiness, I think that says. Oh, harness. Harness your creativity, excitement and enthusiasm. Great things will happen. It's such a big fire, it's burning out some of the text. Harness your creativity, excitement and enthusiasm, and great things will happen. I should know these by heart, shouldn't I? But there you are. You're creative, you're excited, you're enthusiastic. Let it show. Stop hanging around. Move your romance forward the way it should be going. As I repeat, nothing in this reading says you shouldn't be together. So remember that. It appears that you should be together. Last one, air card again. Commit to being who you want to be and the rest will follow. There you are. That means don't be stubborn, of course. Commit to being who you want to be. So perhaps this stubbornness that I did say at the beginning is not like you really. And commit to being who you really want to be. I think you may be being a bit awkward because he is or she is. And you'll both want your heads banging together. And you'll get over this. So remember, commit to being who you want to be. And the rest will follow. I'm glad you watched to the end, number one, because it is very positive. After all, a few negatives, but nothing bad at all. There's nothing in the reading that's bad at all. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it, especially if you watch this all on your own or if you're lonely. I do appreciate you taking the effort to watch my work, my videos. So please subscribe, click the like button if you like it. Click the bell icon if you want to be notified when I upload new videos, most every few days. And share me with your friends on social media. And please comment below if you want to ask me any questions or make any comment. If it resonated with you, please tell me. I'd like to know. If you want to ask me a private question, go to my website, helpful.Psychic.com, and I'll answer all emails privately, of course. Thank you so much, number one, for watching. We're going to get ready now and move on to number two. See you later. Bye. Hello. If you chose number two, this one is for you. Let's get straight on with it. Can you repair your love life? Can you put things right? Would you really like to know? Number two, I'm going to tell you the bad stuff first, the negatives first, and leave the good stuff right till the end. So the surprises at the end. So stay with me till the end, because that's when it gets pretty good, actually. Now then, can you repair your romance? Well, one of you, on the negative side, I feel isn't feeling too well at the moment. Maybe you're a bit stressed. Is it you or is it him or her? I think one of you is a bit down in the dumps as well. There could be one of you have a problem with you need to see a doctor with, maybe a bad back or something like that, or a bad cold or a cough, something niggling. Not all of you, it won't resonate with all of you, number two, so take in what does and ignore what doesn't. At the moment, I'll tell you the positives at the end, but the negatives indicate some stress issues, which comes up with almost every reading. Some sleep problems. I don't see any interference from other people. There may be other wives and other husbands involved, but I don't think they're the cause of problems if you're having problems. You may be watching this to help you cope with problems in the future, because they can pop up sometimes. But I think you need to look after yourself, or he or she does, one of you. I think you're looking at some good stuff here. I think one of you is quite spiritual. Again, a lot of this comes up in reading because people that watch these readings tend to be quite spiritual sometimes. And I think that applies to a lot of you, number two. I think you're quite psychic. I think you're quite intuitive. And I believe that your intuition is right and you know what the answer to this is before I tell you at the end. However, some of you are starting new jobs. Again, that came up in number one. Some of you are starting new projects, new hobbies, and some of you, despite the title of this reading, are starting up new romances. So you may have a brand new romance that's already hit the rocks, and you may be wondering if you can put it right. So some of you, I think, number two, are in romances that are quite new. Not all of you, and some of you have new romances predicted. So it's quite complicated this time. Your spirit guides are highly active, particularly at the moment, and will be for at least 4 or 5 weeks from this reading, from whenever you find it. This is a timeless reading. You can find it today or next year. It makes no difference when you find it. You'll find it when Spirit want you to find it. And if you found this reading, number two, and chose this stack of cards, there will be a meaning in here for you somewhere. Trust me. As I said, it won't all resonate with you. A lot of you are travelling abroad, I pick up. Going overseas. Again, not all of you. I think some of you may have come from overseas to where you live now. Some of you may have not actually been born in the country you're in or in the area that you're in. I think you've moved over from somewhere else. And I think you've done the right thing as well. So if you're yearning to go back home, try to fight that longing, because really you've got a lot of good stuff coming and that can wait for a while. If you want to visit family back home, if you're from some other country, it can wait for a while. Don't worry about it too much, because it will come. I believe that if you've fallen out, it could be because there's a distance between some of you. Some of you may live apart. Some of you might live a long way apart. In fact, some of you may have lovers in the place you first came from. I hope that makes sense. Let me know in the comments below if it does, please. I think you're learning about each other. I think number two, you're learning about yourself. And I think you're quite new to these kind of problems. If there's a problem in your love life that you're having now, it's not something that you've had before. You'll have had problems before, but the problem you're having at the moment may be something new, and you may be not quite sure how to deal with it. Watching this video will help you, I hope. Listen to your spirit guides. I often say, listen to the voices inside you. They are there just to guide you. That's from a song, I think somebody. And anyway, there is a few complications. Number two, there is a pregnancy for this reading, for a lot of you in this reading. Are you pregnant? Number two, comes up in lots of readings. Lots of people watch these videos because they're pregnant. or they're trying to be pregnant and they're going to be pregnant soon. So bear that in mind. There will be a pregnancy soon. If it's not you, it could be her. It could be your daughter, your son, depending on how old you are, your son's girlfriend, I should say. It could be someone close, but the pregnancy will be near. It's not some distant relative. And that means that, of course, that high fertility is in the reading, which means new beginnings, things changing, and exciting times. And it can mean, as I said earlier, new lovers. At the moment, I think the spirit guides are saying to me that you can repair this romance, but there are complications, and I think you know what one of them is. Because number two, some of you have a secret admirer. I'm not suggesting that you're betraying your lover, but some of you have another admirer, and you may be having to try and hide it or deal with it and deal with the guilt that it's giving you. And I think the secret admirer must remain a secret, or you must end it. There's me lecturing you again, but if there is another person involved and you want to repair your romance, get rid of the person involved. Don't hurt them, but remove them from the picture, because it's not doing you any good. I believe that the spirit world are offering you big choices here, number two, and that the world is your oyster, as I always call it. You can do anything you want, but you have to believe that you can do anything you want. If you want to put this romance right, a bit like number one really, then you will, but it's definitely not set in stone that you want to. So are you dithering around wondering if you want to or not before you even watch this video? Do you want to put this romance right? If you do, you can. But for some of you, number two, I'm not sure that you want to. I think you're being tempted elsewhere, that somebody else has got the hots for you, as they say, they fancy you. If that hasn't happened yet, trust me, number two, for a lot of you, it's going to. You may have met someone who already likes you and hasn't made a move yet. They may know you're not free. They may be avoiding hurting anyone's feelings, which is admirable, of course. But sort out your niggling bad back, if there is one, or some kind of niggling problem that needs sorting out medically. See your medical practitioner, your doctor, if that's the case. But I also said you may be seeing, I suppose, doctors and things because you're having a baby soon. So it's quite a complicated setup here. Your spirit guides are definitely around, and they're helpful to you because you're good at picking up their messages. Of course, speak to them, as I always say. Talk to your guides, and I'll tell you some of the good stuff now. For a start off, you're going on a spiritual journey of your own. You're learning, number two, about you, which we all do every day. But you're going on a quest, and the spirit world are asking you to take a chance. Not to take a chance with this admirer, but to take a chance, I believe, with the lover you watch this thing for, that you're interested in, the person of interest. So, if you're thinking about asking him or her to marry you, do it. You may be surprised. It's only an example. If you're thinking about trying something new, do it. Leap in. Take a leap of faith, as signified by the major arcana, the Fool, and an ordinary pack of cards. That would be the Joker, of course. So, the Joker means take a chance. It doesn't mean be reckless, because the Joker can be a bit reckless, or the Fool. Shows him about to leap over the cliff. If you take on that, I'm sure you know this card anyway. And his little dog is wondering what he's up to, because the dog's by his feet trying to stop him doing it. But it doesn't mean be reckless. It means take a chance. Take a chance on love. If you want to repair your marriage or your relationship, then do it. If you want to make a proposal to him or her, something big, an idea that you've had in your mind, do it. Don't be frightened. You heard it here first. But it won't apply to all of you, of course. If you're pregnant, then this thing takes on a whole new look, of course, because then in that case, you need to make up your mind what you're doing, and you need to do it fast if you're pregnant. Because some of you will be having a baby quite soon. I don't think you're all just about pregnant. I think some of you are well into it, number two. Or it could be that it's your partner, of course. So, get your health sorted out if there's a problem. I don't think I'm picking up anything serious, but I believe that your end result, I said I'll keep the best till near the end because we're going to do the oracle card in a second. I think if you take a chance, give it another go, start all over again if you have to. If you can't do that and you decide to leave it and you want to leave it alone, then make the decision. Don't dither around. Do it now. Do it soon. But don't hurt anyone. If you hurt someone, you will get the karma, and karma is real. Let's take a look at the oracle cards, see if they back up what I've told you. These are only shuffled once before the camera's turned on. These are all shuffled as you watch, of course. So get the old bike for these so I can't see without them. This is an air card. Lovely card. Show the universe some gratitude and it will reward you with inspiration. Beautiful picture of a tree there. Looks like it's been photoshopped a bit. A bit photoshopped. Yes. Anyway, show the universe some gratitude and it will reward you with inspiration. So what it's saying to me for you is be grateful for your psychic stuff, for your psychic ability, because some of you are even into mediumship, I'm sure, or could be if you wanted to be. So be grateful for the gift that you've been given and use it. Work out whether you want to stay with this person, to mend the romance, or to strengthen the romance, or you want to move on to a new admirer, because if you haven't met a new admirer, number 2, you're going to. And I think they may have already spotted you and they've taken a shine to you already if they haven't made themselves known yet. Some of you on a separate subject are changing jobs, but that's nothing to do with romance, but it tells me that the new admirer could be there linked to your work. So remember that. Next one is a fire card. See the energy of love in all its forms, such as angels, auras and visions. Lots of fire card candles floating on a lake, is it, or at the sea? I don't know. See the energy of love in all its forms, such as angels, auras and visions. This is telling me about your psychic stuff again, your psychic gift. See it, use it, and be appreciative of it, because you've got a fantastic gift and you could use it and increase it as you get older. The more you use psychic gifts, of course, number 2, the stronger they become. People say to me often, how do I enhance my psychic gifts? The answer is use them. Stop thinking everything is coincidences when it's not. Some things will be, but some coincidences are too coincidental, and they're often premonitions. You may think about someone you haven't seen for years, and then the phone rings and it's them. That's just an example, but that's the way things go with psychic ability. And don't think it's all coincidences, because some of it isn't. Let's try the third one. You get 4 of these usually. I do this, a water card. Oh, I never see that. It's a waterfall. Your prayers are manifesting. Your prayers are manifesting. Remain positive and follow your guidance. That's this guidance, of course. And lovely waterfall photograph. Do you know it? Is it in your area? I wonder. Your prayers are manifesting. Remain positive and follow your guidance. That means, again, your intuition, your psychic gift, follow it, number 2. Trust it. You'll know when it's real or just coincidences. You'll know the difference. So follow your intuition and everything will fall into place. That's what this reading is saying to you. Last one, a fire card. That's what that says. Events are happening at a fast pace. Many things will happen at once. This is linked to the Fool card, saying take a bit of a chance. Many things are happening at once. Events are happening at a fast pace. So if you take a chance, as I mentioned, take a leap of faith, things are going to take off, they're going to soar, they're going to go very quickly. So if you are deciding to walk away from a lover, I think once you've done that and walked away, it will snowball and go very quickly. So don't do anything you're going to regret, number 2. Think things over first. And once you've made a decision and really made it properly, then do it. Most of you, my advice is take a chance with the love that you've got already and repair it. If not, then you're going to go for the new lover that is coming very soon if it hasn't already. Last one, a water card. Trust your intuition and care for yourself and others. Same again. Oh, I've actually done 5. Oh, never mind, we've done 5. Trust your intuition and care for yourself. Remember I said check out the doctor if you need to. Do it. You may have a bad ingrown toenail or something. I don't think anything serious, but check out any niggling health problems. Please don't ignore that. Trust your intuition and care for yourself and others. Well, you do care for others anyway, number 2. That is quite obvious. If you want a proper reading on this, on the telephone, from anywhere in the world, you can book me on my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. If I'm not free on there, one of my team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best, the elite, and they'll look after you. It's davidcharlespsychic.com. If you want to email me privately, do it on my website as well. Otherwise, please comment below, because I answer all of my comments, and I'd love to hear the feedback, especially from this number 2, because there's a lot going on here. Tell me if it resonates down below, and I'll answer them as I said I always do. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Lovely to have you join our community, and click the bell icon and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video, which is every few days usually. Please give me a like, a thumbs up, and tell your friends about me and comment below, please. And a special thank you to you if you've been watching this alone or if you're lonely. I do care about you, and I appreciate you watching my movies, my videos. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, number 2, for staying with me. I'm going to get ready now and move on to number 3. Catch you later. Bye. Hello again. If you chose number 3, this one is for you. Can you fix your love life? Can you repair your romance? Would you really like to know? What I'm going to do now, number 3, is tell you the negatives first and the good stuff at the end. So stay with me till the end, because there's some good stuff and some surprises at the end. So good. Stay with me. The negatives first. And before I start, thank you so much if you're watching this alone or you're lonely. That does mean a lot to me. I know a lot of you are. So, my name's David Charles, international psychic medium, coming to you from North Devon, wet North Devon in England, on a lovely night, but wet. So, first of all, number 3, it appears that there is some rough and tumble going on, and I think you're going through, or you've been going through, a bit of a tough time. This may not just be in your romantic situation. This could be in your work life, in your friendships, in your relationships with family, maybe your kids if you're a parent, maybe your mum and dad if you're not a parent yet yourself. But there are signs here of imbalance. That means that you have an imbalance in almost everything you do. I think you're trying to please all of the people all of the time. Often comes up in these readings. And it's often a sign of an imbalanced yin and yang. Yin and yang obviously talked about a lot by acupuncturists and people like that. Your yin and yang's out of balance. That's caused by stress. And of course, a yin and yang imbalance will cause stress. So you have an unhappy going on. You're out of balance. You're trying to be in 10 places at once. You're not sleeping properly. And it affects everything. It always does. You're eating, you're sleeping, and your love life. And sometimes it affects you physically as well. So you need to sort that out. There's something going on, number 3, that's been upsetting you. And if it hasn't, it may be coming soon. So it's nothing to fear, because the upset in the reading, like many readings, will be coming to you to remove all the rubbish. So although you may not like it, you'll look back at it in a few weeks or months, and you'll be glad it took place. The biggest message here for the bad stuff, the negatives first, to me, number 3, is that you're not looking after yourself. So are you staying up too late? Are you indulging in smoking or something naughty, or bad habits, or drinking too much? Not eating well and not sleeping well, as I mentioned. If it's time for a break, number 3, try and take one. I know that costs money and expense, but if you can get a few days off and a few days away, maybe a change of scenery, do so, because you need to take care of yourself. That's in this reading, and it's important. So take it easy. Chill down, get the stress levels down. Don't let anything worry you unnecessarily. If things need dealing with, number 3, deal with them. Don't put the gas bill on the mantelpiece and think it will go away, because it won't. an example I often use, but it won't. You need to stop worrying. Then, of course, there are a few other problems. Like number 2, there are issues of stress, and there could be the complication of a pregnancy. It comes up a lot in these readings, I know it does, and you may think that's always coming up, but it does. There's a lot of you out there, so there may be a pregnancy, or in some cases, number 3, there's a new baby. Let me know. I'm looking at you, into your eyes. I'm trying to see if I can see. One of you, or some of you out there, have got a new baby. Comment below if I'm right, or email me. And some of you are expecting a baby soon. I think some of you are into animals. You may work with animals. You may love animals, especially the ladies amongst you. And I think a lot of you are ladies. Once again, once the yin and yang problem has been sorted out, and you're even on an equilibrium, is that the word? Even balance, and you're not trying to please all the people all the time, because you can't, and you're not trying to be in 2 places at once or 10 places at once. Once you've sorted that out, things are really looking good. Now, a bit like number 1, I think it was, you have, well, and it's not quite the same, they had an admirer. You have contact, number 3, from an ex, someone from the past coming up. This may have already happened. Have you met someone from the past? Are you in touch on Facebook or Twitter or something? If so, don't let it ruin your romance now. This is coming up tonight twice, similar kind of things. If you want to repair your love life, keep away from past lovers. They can be friends, but don't consider going backwards to an ex-lover. In fact, don't ever do that. It didn't work then, it won't work now. It may work in a short time, or you may be used for a while, but it won't work. Don't go backwards. Once you sort out the rubbish and got rid of all the rubbish and put it in the bin bag for the bin men, or the dustbin men, theoretically speaking, once you've gotten rid of the rubbish, things will improve, and that's definite here in this reading number 3. If you're in touch with someone from the past, it may be an old girlfriend or just a friend from school or college. That's fine, but don't go back to a love life from the past. And then, I think the ones of you who are pregnant, or have a new baby, or are going to have one very soon, because you could be heavily pregnant, I think things are looking really good. I said I'd tell you the good stuff at the end, number 3. This is the end. We do oracle cards in a minute, but for these cards now, the messages from Spirit from these cards are that your love life will enter a period, once you've sorted this out, that's better than it's been for years, for a while, for a long while. Maybe if you're young, for maybe months, but if you're a bit more mature, you may enter a period of love and romance that's better than you've had for many, many years. So sort out the things I mentioned, relax, stop doing things you shouldn't if you're smoking and that kind of thing, or anything like that. Stop all that, repair the romance if it's in trouble. It may just be teetering on the edge of trouble. Put it right, and I believe that you can have richness in your life that comes through love, true love. That means that you're giving love out, and for a change, you're getting a bit back in as well. Because sometimes, number 3, you're always giving out love and never get any back. That's going to stop. And if that's been the problem with this romance, then you have to make a point that has to stop. You need as much love coming in as you're giving out. Otherwise, you'll have an imbalance back again, and your yin and yang will be out again, and it'll be all bad. So make it clear to your lover. They may not be very demonstrative. They may not be able to show love very well. Doesn't mean they don't feel it. But tell them you want to have as much thought and care coming to you as you're giving to them. And I believe, I know, that your love life will enter a rich period, a fertile, fruitful period, better than you've had for years. And once again, as in nearly, well, all 3 of these readings now, there's nothing here from the spirit world to say that you should not be together. You should be together. So make it happen. And I think once you've sorted out your bad habits, if you've got some, it will be fine. If it's not you, number 3, that's got the bad habits, it will be him or her. It will be the person of interest that we're looking at now. They may need to sort out their bad habits and be aware that they've got them, because they may deny them. Are you seeing someone that drinks a lot maybe, or smokes too much, or has taken a few naughty drugs? Caribbean woodbines, we call them in this country sometimes. But sort out your negatives, get your yin and yang down, back level, calm, whoa, relaxed, and you'll be fine. Let's see what the oracle cards say. And these are shuffled once before I turn the camera on. They're not shuffled again. These are all shuffled as you watch, but these are shuffled once. So I don't know what's here. This is a water card first. Get the glasses on. You're in a more powerful, yes, you're more powerful than you realise. It's safe for you to be powerful. That's more or less telling you what I said. That you must draw the line. There's a lovely picture of some water there. It's a water card. You are more powerful than you realise. So he or she doesn't hold all the cards, literally. You have a say in what goes on. Use it. It's safe for you to be more powerful. Don't be the underdog. Don't get stroppy and bossy, but don't be the underdog either. If you're giving out more love than you're getting in, you need to make it clear that that is not going to be acceptable anymore. You deserve to be loved, number 3. I think you are loved, but it may be that the person you're seeing or the person we're looking at now is not very good at showing it. They may seem indifferent sometimes, but they're not. It's just the way they act. Tell me below if I'm right. I think I am. This one's a water card for you. Excuse me. You have a desire to move on and search for something more meaningful. Well, you may be at the moment, but I don't think you're going to. Lovely card of a lake there. Could be somewhere in Canada or America or the Rockies. Lake Louise maybe. Beautiful place. Anyway, you have a desire to move on and search for something more meaningful. If the chap or lady isn't giving you love, then you will feel like that. If you're pregnant or you've got a new baby, that of course will be very difficult. But I think if you do what I've said and work at it, work at yourself, get rid of the negatives, you'll be okay. If it's not you, it's him or her. Excuse me. And they will need to get rid of their negatives. And you can make this, as I said, very, very wonderful. And a feeling of richness will be within you. A feeling of contentment will come to you. And that's pretty much a certainty for a lot of you, number 3. This won't resonate with all of you. Take in what does and ignore what doesn't. This one's a fire card for you. A campfire on the edge of the cliffs, it looks like. I don't know if you can see that there. Lovely, lovely card. You're connected to Source. The light that shines through you leads the way. As I said, a lot of psychic activity in this. I think you're connected to Source, so you've probably got more psychic ability than you think you have. You're connected to your own intuition, like number 2 was. So use that and everything will shine for you. It's agreeing with what I said, really. The light that shines through you will lead the way. So you need to go with the light that you feel, the feelings you've got. If you feel you can get rid of all the negatives, and I'm sure you can, then the light will shine and you'll put this romance right. And if it's not this one, it'll be another one, and it will be better than you've had. Well, probably better than you've ever had. That's how good this reading is, number 3. Last one for you, an air card. This is a feather again. A lot of you know what that means. Or it can mean a spirit has been present. Which tells me, number 3, that the spirits are with you right now. They've got you to watch this video, so there will be a message in here for you somewhere. You chose this time. Could be next year, could be 10 years. You picked this number. These are your cards, and Spirit guided you to find this reading. Anyway, this card says, the answer is near. You just need to look a little bit closer to home. There you are, you see. It's telling me that you've already got it. I don't think you need to move on or give anything up. I think you just need to get a bit of equilibrium in this romance. Give and take. Stop giving all the time. You need to take a bit. And everything will come into place. You just need to look closer to home. So, I think number 3, very positive. I'm so glad you stayed with me till the end. Please subscribe if you haven't done so to my channel. Click the like button for me if you like it. And Click the bell icon. You may not like it. Click the bell icon and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. If you want a proper reading with me on the telephone from anywhere in the world, go to davidcharlespsychic.com. If I'm not free on my website, one of the team that work for me will help you, and they're brilliant. I only choose the best to work for me. They've got to be good to get in my team. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. Please comment below. If you want to contact me privately, go to my website and email me, and I'll answer you privately, as I do lots of people. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you're lonely. I'm always here for you. I can always get on your nerves if you watch me a bit, if you're lonely. So thank you so much, number 3. Going to get ready for number 4 now. See you soon. Catch you later. Bye bye. Hello. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 4, this one's for you. It's called, can you repair your love life? Can you fix your romance? Can you put things right? Would you really like to know? What I'm going to do, number 4, is tell you the bad things first, the negatives first, and keep all the good stuff till the end. So stay with me till the end, because that's when the surprises come. And there are some good things at the end. There's some negatives first, but stay with me till the end when the surprises come, because this is a positive reading at the end. But my name's David Charles, international psychic medium, coming to you from North Devon in England, where it's dark and wet outside. But it's lovely and warm in here where this reading looks, it's glowing. So number 4, the negatives indicate some regrets. Are you thinking about the past? I'm looking in your eyes now. Are you thinking about the past? Would you like to go back? Are you thinking about what you did wrong years ago? Are you reminiscing and wishing you could change it all? Then you wouldn't be in the predicament you're in now. Some of you will be. This won't resonate with all of you. Take in what does, number 4, and ignore what doesn't. Or have one of my other readings. There's dozens on my channel. This reading has a few problems. It's the 3rd reading tonight with a pregnancy in it. So I'll come to that in a minute. This reading has stress all over it. Some of the others have tonight a bit, but this one's bad. Your stress levels, number 4, are too high. And they've been like that for a few weeks, probably a few months. Something is causing you stress, and it's worse than all the other 3 readings, so you need to sort it out. It will affect everything from your sleeping to your eating and to your love life. If you're stressed, then your love life will suffer because of it. You could have arguments that you don't want. You could feel things that are not real, that you want to get out of it. You could feel that you're being not fairly treated when maybe you are. I'm not saying I'm right about that, but some of you it will be. But there are signs of stress here that's caused in partly because of your love life, because that's what this reading is about, your love life. And whatever is here will be linked to it. So if there were a new job here, it would be linked to your love life. There isn't, but if there was. So, once again, number 4, you've got psychic ability. That's probably why you're watching this. If you're watching this now, this timeless reading, you can watch it today or 10 years from now. It means your spirit guides want you to watch it now. They've got you to come and watch this. You've chosen this number 4. There will be messages in here for you somewhere, number 4. Or at least one anyway. I think some of you are a bit depressed. Not all of you, but some of you are a bit down. I always say it's probably too strong a word, but you're a bit fed up. And as I said earlier, maybe some tears over the past, crying over spilt milk. But number 4, there may be real tears as well for some of you. Have you been crying? If you have, then it's important that you have someone to support you. And I believe that you have someone. I said there's a pregnancy in the reading. One of your friends may be helping you, and I think she's pregnant, or she may not even know it yet, or she may be quite close to having a baby or have a new baby. I could be picking up you, number 4, but I think it's somebody you talk to that will help you through this, because I think there's been some tears. And I said they could be symbolic. It can mean tears of regret, but for some of you there has been real tears, and you need someone to comfort you and to look after you through it. To complicate matters even more, it's not a bad reading, but these are the bad bits. This reading indicates temptation, as depicted by the Major Arcana Devil card, as you may know, of course, some of you. And this card can mean a lot of things depending on what surrounds it. At the moment, excuse me, this card indicates temptation, which means that you may be tempted to do something naughty. or something you may regret doing. This can mean sex, it can mean betraying your lover, two-timing him or her. It can mean saying things you'll regret, not necessarily doing things. You may say things you regret. So the message is, don't do it. Walk away from temptation. It comes to us as if it's tempting us to see how we react, as though the universal powers are trying us out. And if temptation is coming to you, or it may have already come to you, you need to have the strength to walk away from it, as you're so stressed anyway and already upset. You don't need the further complication of temptation, number 4. So walk away from it. You may already know what this means. You may have it already in front of you. Don't do anything that you'll regret. Yet again, the 4th reading showing me that you're very psychic, number 4, and I don't know why this is happening tonight, but it is, and that you're on a psychic high and have been for at least 4 or 5 weeks. This means that you can trust your feelings, and you know it's going to get better, because I'm going to tell you in a minute. But at the moment, I think you're being defensive. I think you're putting the barriers up. If you've fallen out with your lover, I think you're not letting them back in because you're fed up with it, which tells me that it's not the first time it's happened. If you have fell out and you want this person back, you're going to have to lower your guard. I'm not saying you should, you may not want to. But if you want this person back, you've got to stop blindfolding yourself. You've got to stop ignoring problems and deal with them. So it's not all set in stone, number 4. There's no point me telling you things that are not here. So, it doesn't look brilliant at the moment, but you can make it better. That's the message. Use your intuition, follow your heart, go with what comes into your psychic side, trust your dreams, the feelings that within you, and you know you've got psychic ability, number 4. Some of you have got healing abilities as well. You may work in the healing sector. Some of you may be nurses or doctors, but you may be linked to Reiki or that sort of thing. But healing is in this reading. So you need, number 4, to heal yourself, because I think you're letting yourself get too run down, and I think you're worrying, and I think, going by what I pick up from Spirit, you're probably worrying unnecessarily. There will be worries in your life, there is with all of us, but some of the worries in this reading are really not doing you any good, and you can't change things. Excuse me, you certainly can't change the past. So don't try and go back. If you've made a mess of this romance in the past, all you can do is learn from it and don't do it again. But I think you've got a barrier up. I think there's problems, number 4, that you're ignoring. And I believe that you need to face them head on, deal with them, and at least you'll think, God, thank God for that, I've dealt with it. Otherwise it's going to gnaw at you and annoy you and wind you up and affect your stress levels and affect your sleeping patterns. And it's not the kind of reading I like to do, because it's not full of love and la-di-da and knights in shining armour and that sort of thing. However, there are good things coming. The reading tells me you can rekindle this romance if you make it like new again. This is the good stuff. So what this means to me is that you've either got to forget it and walk away and take the stress off yourself, or you've got to rekindle it and make it new again, like you just met. Like the first day you looked in each other's eyes, and the first day you realised that you were really in love. Because there's nothing here warning you. It's the 4th reading tonight like this. The spirit world are not saying get rid of this person. They're not doing that at all. They're not saying that you're soulmates either, but that is very rare. Everybody thinks they're with their soulmate. Not many people really are. As I always say, your soulmate can be your brother or sister. It doesn't have to be your lover. So I think you need to go back. Don't think back and dwell on the past. That's not what I mean. But you need to go back and think back to the day you first realised that you were in love with this person. Remember that feeling? It suddenly dawned on you, maybe at home ironing the shirts or your working clothes or washing the dishes, and suddenly you realised that although the person is not with you in the room, maybe at home or doing their own thing, it dawned on you that you are in love with them. This is where I want you to go back to. If you can forgive and forget, because there's obviously been arguments, There's obviously been trouble for some of you, not all of you, but if there has, you need to let that go now. You can't change it. And go back to the way you were when you started. Go back beyond the arguments if you want. And go back to how it was when you first when you first fell in love. Excuse me. I'm losing my voice tonight. So, if you're pregnant, number 4, then this is happening in every reading tonight, but if you're pregnant, then it's a whole new ball game. You've got to work out what you want. And I think you already know what you want. I think you're just deluding yourself. I think you know what you want, number 4. I can see it in your eyes. You know what you want. You want to be loved. You want to put this right. You want to stop the arguments. You want to stop the bad things. And only you can do it. It may not be you. It may be the other half. It may be him or her. But it's probably both of you that are doing things you shouldn't be doing, or doing things that you really regret now. Maybe you said things that you regretted. Maybe temptation has already been to you and you fell for it. If you did, that's a shame, but you need to put it right. So use your psychic side, and if you can, follow your dreams. If things pop up to you that feel strange or coincidental, they're not always coincidences. If your dreams are coming to you and they seem meaningful, then they probably are. And meaningful dreams, psychic dreams, I always say on these readings, account for about 3 out of 10 dreams. You'll get 7 or 8 out of 10 dreams that are psychological, and they're important as well, but you'll get 2 or 3 out of 10 that are psychic. Psychic dreams will tend to be repetitive. If the spirits repeat dreams, they're trying to get messages through and you're not getting it. They're banging their head against the wall, so they keep repeating these dreams. So repetitive dreams, number 3, are very, very important. Make a note of them. Take a pen and paper to bed before you forget them. Once again, days may pass, a few weeks may pass, and suddenly the dreams will hit you. You'll realise what they mean, because they are coded like computer code, and dreams are not always straightforward. Excuse me. So follow your dreams, follow your intuition. Put this right if you want to, this romance. Let's see if the oracle cards, I'm picking up new beginnings again here, so things are changing, number 4. Messages coming through to me are that the past is gone, that I keep repeating, but your psychic stuff is much more powerful than even I realised. So you must follow what you're picking up, both from me in this reading and in your own inner feelings. Follow them. It's repeating to me now, this. And please remove any doubts that you have. If you're blocking things, messages are coming through. If you're blocking things, you need to let them in. You may be blocking some of the psychic stuff. That's what I'm getting now. If messages are coming through, number 4, don't block them. Even if you don't like them, don't block them. Let them in, because that's the message I'm being given right now by Spirit. So don't block out Spirit guides, because they're called guides for a reason. They're there to guide you. They're there to help you. And most important, number 4, the guides are there to love you. They love you. They're obviously people you've lost in the past, maybe before you were even born. But don't block out Spirit messages. That's what I think you've been doing. It's coming very strong from my channels now. Let's take a look at the oracle cards. See if they back up what I've told you. They're only shuffled once before the camera's turned on. These are shuffled as you watch. These are shuffled once, so I don't know what's in these, what's coming. I should have memorised them really, because I have to keep reading them. Have hope. You have the power to make the change. Now make it. This one says, look at that. Dandelion seeds, when you blow them. Did you ever do that when you were a kid? He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not. Well, maybe you're doing it again. Have hope. You have the power to make change, to make the change. Now make it. So you've got to do what you think you've got to do, number 4. Sorry to call you number 4, but we haven't been introduced and I don't know your first name. You have the power to make changes. If you want to make them, but don't dither around any longer. Do what you've got to do. That's the message from my spirit guides, and yours are telling you, I think, similar. Let me know below in the comments. I'm very interested to know. Please tell me. Or ask me if you want any questions answered. If you want a full-length reading with me on the telephone, from anywhere in the world, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. And if I'm not free on there, One of my team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best. They've got to be good to get in my team. So that's helpful.Psychic.com. If you want to email me privately, you can do it there. If not, comment below and I'll answer all of my emails and comments. Let's see what the second oracle card says. An air card, again. Meditate on your decision and the right answer will come to you. Trust it. Here we are, it's telling you to trust it. Some balloons flying. Looks like it's getting dark. They better come back quick. An air card. Meditate on your decision and the right answers will come to you. Trust it. Trust your own inner vision and your own psychic ability, as depicted, by the way, by the Major Arcana Star card. There we are. A lot of you know about that. It means certain things, but it depends what surrounds it, the other cards, of course. So, you have the intuition. Meditate on it. In other words, think about your decisions. Think about what you feel and trust them. Trust your inner vision, as the song says. Two more of these. Let's try this water card. Missing out on an opportunity. It's asking you, are you missing out on an opportunity? Open your eyes to the possibilities. This is again reinforcing lovely picture of a tree through a window, a glass window, I think. Autumn leaves, or fall in America, of course. And that's the time we are now as I make this recording. The garden is full of trees and they're all turning golden. Missing out on an opportunity, are you? Open your eyes to the possibilities. Open your heart to your own psychic ability and let your guides guide you. That's what they're trying to do. And I think some of you, number 3, number 4, some of you have been blocking it. I think you may have lost faith in it. Please don't do that. One more card for you, an air card again. What's this one say? Each thought leaves an echo. Keep yours positive only from now on. So your thoughts go out to the universe like a sonar in a submarine. There's pipping out to the universe. Every thought leaves an echo. Keep yours positive only from now on. I think these are pink clouds. Photoshop all over it, I think that. I think it's been airbrushed. It's nice though. Each thought leaves an echo. Keep yours positive only from now on. Be positive, number 4. Be positive. You can fix this romance if it's playing up. You may be watching this in case you have problems with your romance later on as it goes on. But as it stands now, this reading is positive. All 4 were really. There's no warnings again. There's no thing here saying get rid of him or get rid of her. That's not coming through, but you have to do it yourself. It's not preordained. You can make it work, number 4. Thank you so much for staying till the end, because it is good in the end. And thank you for being with me. And please subscribe if you haven't to my channel. And click the bell icon and you'll be notified every time I upload new videos. And it's every few days. Tell your friends about me on Facebook and things if you would. And please give me a like with the thumbs up thing, if you like it. And if you want me for a long, full-length reading on the phone, go to davidcharlespsychic.com. That's my website. As I said, if I'm not free on there, one of my team that work for me will help you, and they're very good. I call them my elite, and they've got to be good to get in my team. Thank you again. If you're watching this alone or lonely, that means a lot to me, and you mean a lot to me, of course. Thank you so much, number 4. I'll tell you my motto before I leave you. My motto is, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And of course, I love every one of you. Take care. Catch you later. Bye-bye.